Loot.bet, made for live betting.
Welcome back to Loot.bet. CS Aristocracy versus ex-Epsilon has taken, well, a turn for the worse for ex-Epsilon, I guess you could say. They had an 11-4 half on their CT side of Nuke, and now they stand here losing 16-12 at the end of the CT half for Aristocracy. Therefore, they take their map pick, and ex-Epsilon now here with their map pick of Train. Question is, can they take us to a third map of Overpass? If they have a performance like that last map, I think they might not be able to do, but we'll find out. Danny, what do you make of this map up?
I still gotta say this though, if your team, like ex-Epsilon in this case, you were winning 11-4 after the first half of Nuke, and the fact that you were able to lose it somehow 16-12, that's definitely gonna be a hindrance here for ex-Epsilon moving forward. Even though I thought that, oh, they're in a prime position to still get, you know, the upset on one of these maps, possibly the map of Train. The thing is, after losing the first map, it's going to be in the back of their heads. Unless they start things off here on the map of Train in a very good fashion. Again, like winning consecutive round after round after round. Maybe they're going to diminish the fact that they've lost, you know, the first map in a pretty horrendous fashion. But I'd like to say, though, you know, we still have to understand the fact that ex-Epsilon got a stellar win rate on this map. It is 75% we're talking about. They've played it. It is one of their most played maps as well. They have 12 maps recorded alongside with guys maps like Mirage, Inferno, and Dust 2. So this is a very prominent map here for the ex-Epsilon players. And I gotta say though as well, the victories they got on this map against the likes of Optic, Yapaleno, victory 16-14 against Riot Squad, probably not that great, but you know, they've got a track record against teams who end up playing the map pretty often. For Aristocracy, well, it's a map they don't really get to play that often. In fact, last time around we got to witness them play a map like Train was almost 2 months ago, and they were able to win against Ambush at the ESCC Season 8 European Pinnacle Cup 16-14. So yes, heading into this matchup, I think it's fair to expect, you know, an ex-Epsilon victory. It's possible, it's up for grabs, but again, I'm not sure what's the mental state of this team, of this mixture who got wrecked on map 1.
We'll have to find out. I mean, the complexion of ex-Epsilon could be very, very different from the last time we saw them play. You've got to remember that. I think Thomas is now a permanent addition. At least he's listed as a permanent addition right now on all the regular platforms. You know, they've said that they've said that Victor is now out of the roster and Thomas is now permanently in. So that makes you know, that makes a little bit of sense considering he's playing right now. I mean, that's kind of, you know, stating the obvious right there and then. But for ex-Epsilon, the question is, has it affected their best map in the pool? You know, I'd like to think that the Vector factor had a little bit of a helping hand, especially when it came to that CT holding offensive for the ex-Epsilon squad. We really won't know until we see them in action here on a Trend. You can see the warm-up is currently going on. This time we should be seeing them jump straight in and go for gold here with a knife round to decide who will get the choice of side at this stage. For ex-Epsilon, I'd imagine they need a good CT start. Yeah, I think that's almost a given at this stage. Now, their CT halves are always pretty impressive on Train, and I'd like to think that that is where they need to hold in order to keep control. Aristocracy, though, you talk about the great win percentage of the ex-Epsilon side, and they've also got a pretty decent win rate of their own. Not many maps in the last 3 months. There's some pretty crucial victories, in particular the likes of No Chance, when they won that one with 16-9 fashion. Also a close map against Virtus Pro, a close map against Ambush, which they won. And now they go to this knife round to see whether they can get their choice of side under wraps.
Absolutely. In the case of ex-Epsilon, it looks like they're going to come out on top here with a nice victory, and they would have start things off here on the city side. You just talked about it a little bit earlier here, Jay, how ex-Epsilon, they've got pretty good city sides, and we witnessed it on the first map of Nuke. They were able to win 11 rounds on the city side of Nuke, and yet they were able to still fluster on that second half and eventually lose the map. So absolutely, if you're ex-Epsilon, if you're heading into the matchup of trade, you're looking forward to acquiring the majority of the rounds here on the city side of Train, especially considering this is Train. Train is probably one of the most city side of maps right now we do have at the map pool, and so you're expecting them to win, I don't know, let's go far to say like 9 or 10 rounds at the minimum here for the ex-Epsilon players, especially because I don't have a lot of faith in their T side. You know, after witnessing them on Nuke, I'm a little bit frustrated on how they were approaching that map. Maybe they got a better playbook here on the map of Train. After all, they played it a lot more times, and even though they do have a new addition in the form of Thomas, I would presume they're going to be able to slot him in here in the T-side offensive and still show us a good half. But absolutely, they want to start things off here well on the city side, preferably by picking up a pistol round, maybe the subsequent gun round as well, and to get things rolling as quickly as possible. Forget the map of Nuke and just focus on this map, which for ex-Epsilon is quite important if they want to stay alive in the best of 3.
Yeah, things have not been looking good for them at the end of Nuke. Second half of Nuke in particular. Going into this second map, as you say, they need to put full focus to Train. Especially as they get their CT half as well, so they can start things off again, locking on with the pressure. They can hold their confident half. They might be able to win against Aristocracy, but I feel like, again, it's going to come down to how well they can perform on that T-side. Since both teams can have a pretty confident CT half, you know, it's just exactly like Nuke in that respect. The question is, will ex-Epsilon be able to get more T-side rounds? Because that is what will really make the difference between these two sides. So, pistols incoming whenever the boys are ready. Still waiting on them to ready up, and that's the only thing we're waiting for. And as soon as that goes down, we should be in for a doozy here. Again, for Aristocracy, it's to win this 2-0, progress to the upper semi-finals. For ex-Epsilon, it will be to survive in the series and push us to a third map. So a very exciting time ahead of us. Train looks to be a very interesting little affair.
Yeah, it does. And imagine in a world in which ex-Epsilon are able to win this map, then that puts us on Overpass. That is a map that both of these teams have been playing quite often, I'd like to say. Or maybe actually, no, not as often as some of the other maps in their map pool. So that could be a very interesting affair. But before we jump into the third map, we need to see how the second one is going to conclude. And we can finally start things off here, ladies and gentlemen, with the pistol round. Aristocracy starting things off here at the T side, ex-Epsilon here on the CT side. Surreal investing in the pretty good combo of defuse kit and the smoke grenade setup. Aristocracy do have some utility on their side. We're talking the 2 smokes here and a couple of flashbangs deployed, as well as the 1 Molotov in the hands of Rallen. And it does not seem to me that we're going to be seeing a straight up execute on the B-bomb side. We do have players like Master in towards the pop deck area, and you also have Dika, who's out there in T-Con, so probably not a straight up commitment on the B-bomb side, but I would presume they're going to try to pull off some kind of fake. It's definitely possible considering they have utility by their side.
Ground holes control for Aristocracy. They take early damage onto Surreal. He's the player with the defuse kit in the back of the B bomb site. Aristocracy go for the utility plays, flashing out, smoking Surreal out of position. Taz will make his way up and through. Surreal trying to tap on and take the man down. And quick round and counter rotations coming from Aristocracy all the same. They go towards the A bomb site as a result. Crucial try cut off the rotation. You can see how far pushed up Taz is. The CDs have played pretty well, but Taz still gets the frag back on Crucial. Thomas out towards Heaven. Deer will deal with Spell and MKX on the challenge, but Taz gets himself too, and Thomas still lurks up towards the Heaven position. Surreal trying to contest on the B bomb site. They do reveal some of their cards, and the open bomb plant almost goes wrong for them, but they can't capitalize on these frags. The CT forces. Thomas eventually comes in and strikes. Takes out Deer. Taz trades back on Surreal, still here over a connector. Oil Train also contested, and Thomas with a difficult retake on his hands. The defuse kit can get recovered, but he's got to land some of these kills, and in the end I just don't think it's possible for him. 25 on the clock and suppressed, no way in, no way out. May even get shut down unless he lands some ridiculous heads in the next couple of seconds. He'll drop down and make his way around the summit train against Rowland. Oh, good headshot flick. Next player's around the corner to him. He reads on the Taz, reads onto Heaven as well. Knows where both the T-side players are, but it's just not enough time in this case. And 4x3 will hurt him. Taz takes himself 4 kills in the round. A fantastic flank from the veteran, and Aristocracy get a pistol.
But that was a very interesting round being played out from ex-Epsilon, considering Aristocracy, they used their smoke grenades on the B-bomb side, and Aristocracy were sure, okay, this has to have forced out the rotation from ex-Epsilon from the A side toward the B side, but if anything, that has forced ex-Epsilon players to remain on the A-bomb side. They were convinced this is not the final commitment on the B-bomb side. They were so right. Eventually, the players from ex-Epsilon who were holding the ground on the A-bomb side realized a lot more players pushing onto the A side, from Popdog as well as from T-Con. And eventually, even though they've left the B-bomb set open, Taz, that was the opportunity for the veteran to come in through connector and rack up those kills. Then Aristocracy realized, wait a minute, there are too many players here in the A side. Let's just go back towards B where we have an empty side, plant the bomb, and win the round, which is exactly what has happened. Aristocracy got on top of the first pills round. They're going to try to win the second round as well, as they have made the purchase heading into this round, and so far so good. Taz and Mouse. Frags being acquired aplenty. Thomas at least wins his aim duel against Manice, but the problem is he's stuck here in brown holes, and yes, there we go. He's going to be eliminated here by the Aristocracy players. Mouse, Deacon, and Taz, all 3 players actually very low on HP right now, but they will come out on top of this victory. Yes, they've planted the bomb here, and Crucial is already considering saving that deagle of his, and why not? Going for the save is probably the best bet he can do.
Shame as well, because so much potential being bought by ex-Epsilon in that round. Again, you can see low HP on 3 of the 4 players left in play for Aristocracy. Maybe in a different world, Thomas wins out that fight against Taz, goes on to clutch it against Mouse and Dia. But I don't think it's going to be possible for this round here, obviously, for Crucial. He's the last man left standing. Back over at the T spawn. Aristocracy will be securing number 2 on the board. A good start to their T-side endeavors. As ex-Epsilon will be left with not a lot in the tank here for round 3. The force buy did come out of the SMGs and such, so should be seeing the eco with the USPs on 4 players. Crucial will save his Kevlar and his Deagle, so a little extra bit of extra sort of firepower behind them. Now Aristocracy, of course, with their standard rifles, the 1 SMG on D, a quick rush will come out. Nothing that ex-Epsilon can do about it. They have stacked 4 players at the A bomb site, so maybe a little bit more damage can come through as I expect. Mini's down, Rowland down, hold the phone. Well, the CT's holding their own as damage comes in, but in the end, Mouse swings out from Popdog, deals to the 2 back behind the bomb train. So a decent start from the CT pistols, but in the end, they can't seem to get the round as Taz look for a safe bomb plant. It will be a 3rd on the board. I say that. I say that. Okay. You know, you see shots like that from Surreal, it's like, okay, hold the phone.
Yeah, it looked like it was on. I actually thought as well, okay, maybe Surreal, he gets the first one. Can he get the second one? No. He gets shut down here by Aristocracy, and so they do win the 3rd round, but these last couple of rounds have been relatively expensive for Aristocracy. So yes, an investment does come through in this round, but if they end up losing it, you know, boy oh boy, they would have to consider going for the force buy and then the follow-up eco. Right now, they have to not think about such things. They need to consider winning the rounds, and so far, so good. Manice gets the opening frag on Crucial. That's 1 player out of the equation. Manice, ooh, he sees the barrel and he spots the other player as well. Another fine pickup for the Opper. Thus far, not much of a response right now from ex-Epsilon. There's a very deep smoke grenade being deployed. Manice is expecting the push. If he holds his own, he could get the frag here at NK. Right now, he's moving on in here. The scope of the op. Oh, he sees the shadow. He knows what's going on right now. So Manice, he's still looking up. Oh, okay. He gets the kill at NK. I think that might have been even a no-scope considering how quick that was. Spellner now with the op in hand gets the kill on 1, but he's stuck. In connector, he should be going down, or yes, to Mouse. There we go. 4 rounds from Aristocracy, but Manice, that hold from T-Con, perfect.
Yeah, good shooting from him. I think for a second, maybe he might have choked that little moment there. Looking on top of the train, I understand why, because he saw the shadow, and usually the sun's angle kind of points down to the idea of there being a player on top of the train from that position, but the angling was perfect from the 1 CT that was out there over at the Olaf position. And they almost took Minis down for it. Fortunately, he stays alive and is able to win out the round for Aristocracy here on the Eco, though the nade stack almost takes out Mouse. 3 points of health for him. Now they move in against the CT forces. 2 players remaining, no frags found. A little bit of damage done to Rowland, but Taz ends up with a 2K, and NK left alone with the Eagle. Gets down 1 quick shot. I don't think he can get much more from here. And yeah, his position's been revealed. He's fallen back over towards Ivy, realizing that no one in the T side line is here towards the back lines. So he just should, he should just get shut down. And it should just be a simple 5th for Aristocracy. The Eco going about as well as Eco should go. I mean, 1 frag against Taz, a 2nd shot against Dia. Okay. That might be something here to work with. A bit more damage to come through against Aristocracy. If they want to keep that economy limited, and this is the round to do it in. $3,000 float for most of the T-side players. But it looks like they aren't going to over-aggress on this one right now.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. Right now, NK, the lip removal, it's been precise. 2 kills go in his favor, and he's not aware of the guy behind him. Okay, there we go. That's some swell timing work now for NK. Recovers the Krieg out of this one. Let's hope he can try and save it, because the Krieg, we know it is a powerful weapon here in Counter-Strike, especially here in the CT side. Oh, he survives just 1 point of health to eventually get taken down by Rowland. So that's going to be the 5-0 start here for Aristocracy. So far, so good for the T side here. ex-Epsilon, yeah, this is probably the thing we were talking about earlier, how ex-Epsilon need to have a good start here in the CT side of train. Absolutely. I think they still have memories of being haunted from map 1 of Nuke, how they were able to have a stellar CT side, how they were able to get the ball rolling, and they got crushed on the second half. Here, they're not accomplishing anything right now in this first half, and this is the CT side of train. You want to see them come out on top. You want to see them succeed, but right now, ex-Epsilon are having a very difficult time. Grenade chucked in. NK loses a bit of his health. Nothing too massive right now. They're playing at some very aggressive positions. We saw NK reaggressing there, spelling overlooking the pop duck area, but again, it is a slow round from Aristocracy. They're expecting some kind of push to come through. If not, well, this is the T side after all. They're gonna be the aggressors at one point or another.
Early damage done to Taz to give a slight advantage to ex-Epsilon. I love this from Aristocracy, the way that they go. Give up a frag or give up a big HP advantage to ex-Epsilon and just say, do you know what, you can have that, but we have the information now to try and turn the whole situation around. And indeed they do, rotating out of position, going into the B setup. There is 1 player out at connector. That's crucial with the AWP. Surreal with the M4 close range positions. They'll see the utility coming over, realize that they're inbound. Flashbangs landing on the first man, smoke up on the connector area. Crucial going to be forced out the left-hand side, trying to scope in and try to catch off any information he can. But they're going to be able to cross legs down the likes of Rowland. Taz gets Surreal on the bomb site, flicks back from Crucial, does land on towards the upper player, but as smoke's down, the cover's been bought. The bomb plant should be secured in a 4-on-4. Spellen's not ready for Rowland, lurking in the ground hole, spotting out Thomas, but Thomas takes him down. Caught on the no-scope, though, by Maniz. As NK falls all the same, it's Crucial left alone in the back lines to save the AWP. Not going to happen for ex-Epsilon.
Oh, but at least Crucial might be able to save that off of his. That'd be a very nice little bonus in the next round, because the players of ex-Epsilon have ran out of money, and yes, he's not even going to save it. Maniz was aware of that push. First, he shotguns his opponent, and then he goes in for the long-range shot. So yes, Aristocracy, another effective, I'd say, commitment here at bomb side. Rowland in particular, he was able to hold his ground as the ex-Epsilon players, they wanted to get a quick flank on the B bomb side, but they get shut down in the process. Dire straits from ex-Epsilon. Again, the players simply don't have enough money to make a proper investment here in Counter-Strike terms. They'll probably opt to go for, the pistols, the upgraded armor, and that's about it. And this is, really dissatisfying for ex-Epsilon. Not the great start. No pistol round, no gun rounds being acquired, and Aristocracy right now have acquired 6. Considering this is the first half, still early days in the first half, Aristocracy are having a swell time here on train. They're just waiting for, ex-Epsilon to maybe begin putting up a fight.
Yeah, a fight is what we're going to be seeing from Aristocracy on the opposing half of things. Ex-Epsilon just unable to get started so far in this one. It has been a difficult affair. Very, very difficult for ex-Epsilon to get started on. And again, this is the CT side, right? This is where historically, Train has been a CT-sided map, not only in terms of tradition, but also for ex-Epsilon. Take a look at their stats in the last few months, and 62% of their rounds go the way of the CT side. And here, they are standing with 0% of the rounds so far in this match going the way of the CT side. They need to change the pace. They need to change the line. They need to change something, anything at all. Try and get us back in here. Try and give us a bit of a fighting chance on this first half. If not, they have to rely on their T-side half, which we saw what happened with that T-side half on Nuke. I'm not sure they can do it in that case. This plays out initially. The default's coming in with Aristocracy. They know that the pistols mostly will be out for ex-Epsilon. NK with a Deagle will try around the corner here at the server rack. Dia alongside Rarlan. Both players up, Deagle's in, good headshot. The second face from NK will take both players down. Finally, something going right for the CT side, and Mouse will also fall in trade. A bit of over-aggression from Aristocracy. We're not expecting ex-Epsilon to come in with the kills here. And then we're getting caught off guard by a little bit of passiveness, a little bit of great timing, and a 5-on-2 scenario to the favor of ex-Epsilon.
Well, Menis has got a lot of presence toward the A bomb side, but the problem still remains. The manpower, it's in favor of ex-Epsilon, and Spellin gets the kill on Menis. This might even be a flawless round from the CTs, which is getting a little bit scary here. Taz is able to make his way out of the pop dog, but he gets shut down by NK. That's now going to be weapons retrieved. At the very least, we're talking just 4 rifles equipped by ex-Epsilon. It is great. It all comes down to NK going in for the push here. He shuts down both the players, and then it just barrels its way through. Ex-Epsilon, what a stellar victory they were able to achieve here. I mean, they just started things off with pistols, and now they have achieved rifles, and this could be the confidence boost they needed. A round like this, where they just have the pistols, they win against Aristocracy. This could be the morale boost they were looking for. So let's see if ex-Epsilon can acquire any more rounds in a row, because that's what they're looking forward to. Not just winning rounds, but doing so in a consecutive manner. But this is not a great start. Menis gets the kill on one. Spellin is taken care of behind Electric, and Thomas, he's going in for the push. Good kill for the first one, but he gets in the kill on Taz. He is stuck here close by the all-off position. Can they shut down Thomas? Oh, they cannot! Thomas going huge right now, and that is time for Surreal to come in with the flank. He gets the kill here in Malice. He's looking for Menis. He's aware of his positioning, but will the offer come through? No, it is Surreal to win the clutch, and that's going to be the second victory for ex-Epsilon. It may not have been as convincing as they might have wanted, but it's a victory nonetheless. Thomas, this was beautiful, picking up those free kills, allowing his teammate Surreal to come into position and then secure the last 2. Not a bad situation here for the CTs.
Massive victory as well for them. They needed a round like that to crush Aristocracy's money, because they were running low. 2 big rounds where they were forced to invest and lost all of the cash in the bank now. They'll have AKs back in for one final buy, but after this, if ex-Epsilon can win it, Aristocracy will be left with no buys whatsoever. Nades in AWPs for Surreal, will not line up the 2, but he'll get down Mouse regardless. Legged up, however, by the AWP, and he's trying his best to respond. A 5-on-4 scenario. Again, inserts itself for Aristocracy. Try something and find a good boost up here. I like the 3-man boost, actually. This AWP could do some serious damage with it, but only if they can get it lined up. They can't see all the way into the bomb site. They can't see Thomas's position, for example. And in the end, they just can't get it going. So let's go back over to the default positions. Aristocracy, if they can find a boost like that, then they possibly could have been able to find a man advantage. I'm not sure the actual angles that it can see. I know it can see into connector into the back over at Stopper. Now Thomas, very nice off angle here to contest. Here they go, 2 players line up, but most of the bullets connect to the train itself, so Taz can get the trade back. Open up the bomb site here, the plant will be secured. A 4-on-3, Surreal forced back, gonna have to wait for teammates as he's on 3 points of health. Got to play supporting here with the AWP as NK and Surreal do chime in. Tasman, he's down, Rarlan also quick to go. And that will be a nice retake from ex-Epsilon. Initial defensive from Thomas whiffed a little bit. But buying that kill, buying that man advantage for his teammates, getting a 3rd on the CT board.
This is looking much better now from ex-Epsilon. There we go. 3 rounds in a row now being acquired, and possibly even the 4th one. Aristocracy simply don't have enough money to pull off the investment here, so we're obviously going to be witnessing some of those deagles coming into play, some Kevlar as well. No grenades, though, interestingly enough. That's a little bit dissatisfying. Okay, there we go. The one HE grenade from Rallen, and that's about it. I thought we might get to witness, some more grenades being chucked in. There you go, Taz. Thank you. The smoke grenade and the 2 flashbangs. We know how effective it could be whenever you're committing, say, towards B bomb site. You chuck in the smoke on the lower ramp, you throw in the flashbangs up top, and suddenly you have a bomb site for you to plant a bomb in, which could be very nice from Aristocracy, because that's what they're looking forward to. Heading into this round, they want to acquire themselves a bomb plant, deal some damage in the CT economy. If that's going to be accomplished, nice. Let's see though. Minute and 20 seconds left on the clock here. Spellin, I suppose he's going to be coming in with a very quick flank if he's aware of the B-side commitment. Of course, he's going to have to be careful of the positioning of Rowland, who is currently looking towards the public area. Thomas right now eliminates Maniz, who's trying to cross, as well as the second player. Thomas guns down eventually. No bomb plant so far, which is not great here from Aristocracy. Rowland doesn't even get the kill here to pop that guy, and the odds of Aristocracy winning this round are dwindling just as the players are. 4-6 is their current scoreline. Ex-Epsilon now. They've made it just a 2-round difference. 2-round difference between the two teams. Not a bad comeback here thus far from the European mixture.
It took a while to get started, and now here we are. 4 rounds in a row for ex-Epsilon, and now the double op setup coming in for Crucial and Surreal. Around 11, a lot of economical damage done to Aristocracy. And look how quick Surreal wants to take this AWP straight in. Does not seem easy. He's focusing on the upper position. I think they may have heard that scope as well. So they won't go peeking in towards ramp. Meanwhile, Dia, 2 players to find out here towards the Ivy position. And Crucial ready for the dumpster peek. If Dia goes back down via dumpster and tries to peek in, swing into his position on the lower levels, then they might look for a couple good frags. Molotov to throw them out of discourse though. Nicely played from Dia. Nicely read in particular from him. Now facing close. Oh, he shoulder baits it and he actually forces the peek in the shot from Crucial. They now know that 2 ops are in play. The scope from Surreal over at Brown Halls and the shot coming in from Crucial here towards Ivy. Does he know that there's a second player though? NK trying to get boosted up, trying to see if he can see anyone out there, and Dia will land some close shots. Spray it eventually will land for NK, but he doesn't get the kill. Dia gets away at 6 HP and Aristocracy, a mountain of information to work with.
Crucial looking towards the T-con area, but that's going to allow 1 player to cross. And I think Crucial is aware of just the 1 player crossing, but he's still going to hold his ground. Spillin retreats from Brown Halls on the other hand, and this is where Aristocracy will finally commit towards this A part of the map. Players pushing through T-con, players pushing through Pop Dog, but it's the kills that are going in favor of ex-Epsilon. Surreal with 2. Maniz is able to respond. Meanwhile, you have Rowland and Dika who are solo on HP, and they're being eliminated before even crossing toward the site. A very convincing victory here for ex-Epsilon. Surreal, good shots coming through. Rowland and Dika solo HP, they couldn't accomplish anything from that point onward. 5-6 could even now become a 6-6 scoreline because Aristocracy are again struggling in the money department. We will not witness a proper investment from them. It's just the pistols across the board. This is good for ex-Epsilon. I mean, right now they've been building an economy, they've been winning consecutive rounds in a row, and they might be on the brink of equalizing the scoreline, which is great for the CTs, considering what a horrible start they had moving into this one. The fact that they've now equalized the scoreline gives me hope they can secure a somewhat competitive scoreline of, say, a 9-6 or an 8-7. Simple rush down toward the B-bomb site. Surreal just waiting for the player to cross. He even gets the kill on Maniz there. That was so close. I thought he might have just hit the 1 pixel in Counter-Strike. That is more than enough. Surreal securing 3. He actually gets the kill on Taz as well. I thought Taz was going to get the better of him. But here, it is crucial to secure the last one. No ace for you, Surreal, but it was one hell of a play. 6-6, and the Aristocracy offensive is shut down.
I really hope we get a replay from Surreal's point of view on that last shot. Oh, we don't. That sucks so bad, man. That was ridiculous. How the timing couldn't have been better for the AWP as well. And unfortunately, Aristocracy pushing that bomb right up towards the back line. I thought they would have gone for that bomb plant considering the half eco they had. Now here with the fall by, they have to get some rounds on the board. 6-6, it's all evened up. This one is for the lead. Can Aristocracy defend it, or will ex-Epsilon take it away? Already inserting themselves into the aggressive line. You can see Taz out towards Ola position. I think they may have spotted the AWP who's playing out towards Ivy though. Crucial maybe in with a bit of a task against Taz. Swing in from Thomas, gets shut down immediately. Crucial still jumping between the trains. Oh, he still gets Taz! Thought for a second he couldn't adjust with the AWP, but loses a lot of his HP, still stays alive. And at 4-on-4, Aristocracy will start moving into the A bomb site here. NK, the Krieg in, looking for Meniz, timing it well, taking him down, spotting two more, trying to burst through on Mouse. Eventually gets a nice line in towards T-Con. It's Crucial, chimes in onto towards D. Mouse will trade it back, try keep it at a one-man advantage, but Aristocracy have not taken control so far here in round 13. Spray up against them. NK is dealt with. Mouse taking a little bit of damage for it, but Spellin still here towards Pop Dog to stop them getting out of T-Con. They will wrap back over towards Ivy and try work off a different angle.
Oh, Spellin's gonna push on through. Speaking of which, also Surreal is awaiting this push to take place. Oh, the timing is just a little bit off, but Surreal still gets the kill. Nice follow-up for him. He's also expecting a second player to come through this part of the map. And for Mouse, this is getting a little bit dicey. 20 seconds on the clock. He's expecting a guy like Surreal to be positioned towards the old trains, but he does not see the peak. But he should be aware of what's going on right now on the A bomb site. This is in fact where the bomb plant has taken place, and Mouse is in a difficult position. He's expecting the player to still come through the old train. Where is he? The pop-up guy goes down, and Surreal is super quick. Very nice round coming in there from Surreal, making the rotation towards Ivy, expecting a push from this part of the map, not towards the A-bomb side, but through Ivy, back of the A-bomb side. The read was so good. And, well, it is now 7 rounds from ex-Epsilon. They're in the lead, in fact. I mean, if you could just bring up the previous graphic we had earlier, Aristocracy, they were winning 6-0, but now it is ex-Epsilon who won 7 rounds in a row after their victory with a pistol. And since then, it's been a momentum-changing round and really a turnaround from ex-Epsilon because they've won 7 rounds in a row. That's impressive.
Absolutely, yeah, they've just been absolutely insane. AWP for Surreal. Oh, Mouse does catch him up finally. Something going well for the T side in the early couple of frags. Mouse will burn for his trouble. And Taz will take down Spellin on the back lines, though. They maintain the 2-man advantage, push into that B bomb site. And I think NK and Crucial may already be throwing in the towel here. They've got a lot of cash on the ex-Epsilon side, but there's no sense in throwing away an AWP and an M4 for what will essentially be a useless and futile retake. So, hold out Ivy, wait for Aristocracy. The bomb will go up. Mouse with a big sequence towards that ramp position. Thomas got 1 kill out of the exchange. That's as far as they'll go here for the CT forces. So, just as quickly as Aristocracy lose the lead, they are quick to contest it. And 7-7 into the last round of the half here. I guess in that respect, it wouldn't be too much of a bad idea to throw the M4 and the AWP back out this one because NK and Surreal can afford to drop. Guess they're worried about the current money line of Crucial and Thomas, but whatever. Doesn't matter too much. It will be 7-7. Be all evened out. They do lose NK, but Crucial holds onto the big green gun, so everyone else can invest. Should be seeing some drop rifles for Thomas. We'll see the M4s, the AUGs, the double orb setup actually back out from Spellin and Crucial. This time it's Spellin taking it rather than Surreal. And Aristocracy. A big round on their part. Now, can they keep it going? Lost 7 rounds in a row, now trying to take the 8-7 at the turn of the T-side half. And that might be enough to push them over the edge going into the second half. And the map up is Crucial and Surreal. Quickly out towards ramp, though. Dealing with Meniz, taking him down. Pop flash from Mouse will try to get in towards Pop Dog. But will not be able to find any of the CTs. Meanwhile, Spellin will swing it on Dia. Take out a 5 versus 3 for the ex-Epsilon side. Quick kills out towards all the standard positions that Aristocracy take, as well as Brownhall's control. They know it's going to be the A-bomb site as Thomas swings it on Taz. Drops that bomb. Rather spotted by Spellin as that final frag comes in. It's a great defensive by ex-Epsilon to take the half at 8-7.
Yeah, it is 8-7, and you know, if you just look into the score itself, like 8-7, oh, absolutely, it's very good from Aristocracy's point of view. But then you look up at how it all turned out to be, how Aristocracy were winning 6-0, and then apparently they were just able to scrape by with just 1 more round win. Yeah, I'd say that's a little bit more dissatisfying for Aristocracy in that narrative point of view. For ex-Epsilon, I mean, what a comeback as well. While it's being down 6-0 to eventually win 7 rounds in a row, props to them. And well, we're going to have to witness who can come out on top here in the second half. We'll be right back here, folks. We're heading into a very quick break.
Loot.bet. Made for live betting.
The second half looks to get started. Ex-Epsilon looking to work off the momentum they found in the second part of the first half. 7 rounds in a row bought them a chance back in the matchup. And now they stand here with a pistol to try and keep control. Straight out to the Brown Halls play from ex-Epsilon here on the T side. Aristocracy looking to hold down the defense and nothing but. No defuse kits in play, not even an utility, just straight up aim drills from the USPs and the Kevlar as Dia looks for the first man out of NK, straight out towards the Ivy position. He gets that headshot pretty confidently. That's only one T side player as the flashbangs come in. They do blind off Miniz. Mouse still here with the P2K and they line up for Miniz. So much damage being done. Mouse also swings in with 2 and they bottleneck themselves in towards ramp. It's a simple affair for Aristocracy to claim the opening round of the half.
Yeah, and that's why they don't bot up any defuse kits. They were confident in their aim that they can win the gunfights and secure the victory, and that is exactly what has happened. Not a single loss here for Aristocracy. That's very nice. Ex-Epsilon, they didn't even acquire a bomb plant at that point, and so this has to be the good old-fashioned eco. They go for the eco here, and we can later on expect to see the purchase. But right now, it is the Glock train. I do believe their station is going to be the B bomb site. That's where all 5 players seem to be heading towards. And so Aristocracy shouldn't have a difficult time dealing with these players' mouse. He's trying to spot out something here. There we go. Spots a couple players, pulls out the M4, and he's just ready, waiting for them to push on through. Taz is also holding the ground, and so far, so good. It's another clean round here for Aristocracy as they secure round number 9. But this is where things get a little bit more interesting. This is where the ex-Epsilon players are now finally buying up the weapons. They will have AK-47s, possibly a couple of Kriegs. I see one in the hands of Crucial. Oh, okay, it's just the one Krieg. Okay, just the one Krieg for Crucial, and a decent amount of utility here for ex-Epsilon, so they don't have to play as fast as they did in the previous round. They now have proper weaponry to work with, and they can actually slow things down just a little bit here. Deacon Pop Dog, gonna look for some players to push on through here. He's looking upwards. It's very difficult for a CT player to win this engagement, but he's gonna try to hold it. Smoke grenade on top. That's gonna deter anyone from pushing forward. Ooh, I thought Deacon might consider moving up the ladder, but no, he's gonna play it safer now. Whereas ex-Epsilon, they have players towards the brown holes. It's pretty obvious what they're gonna try to do here. Dika, oh, what a massive kill. He dropped the bomb carrier. Dika going in for more. This is a winnable round from Aristocracy. They're shutting down the ex-Epsilon players before they can enter the site. There's one player in the site, but he's a goner, and he is Thomas. That's gonna be 10 rounds from Aristocracy, and what a very crazy round here. I mean, Dika, the confidence from this man to push on through the smoke and secure the 2 kills. Impeccable.
Big stuff being thrown up by Dia. Like, how do you contest against that when you've dropped the main bomb planter? That's the issue right there. Again, just setting up that utility, they just weren't ready for it. And that is how it will remain, a 10-8 for Aristocracy at this stage. A half buy from ex-Epsilon to try and buy a way back into this one, maybe do some damage, maybe steal around Array, but I just don't see it happening. Might go for the execution, get a bomb plant out towards this B bomb site. As one player pushes around, Ivy, the utility will come in, and the AWP waits, but only flicks to the leg shot of Cyril. Thomas is eventually the man to go down as Mouse connects 2 quick frags running around the corner against NK. Taz comes up with 1 traded back. Ooh, but Miniz with an 8 on Mouse. Not a great look, but regardless. An 11th for Aristocracy, losing 2 players, but gaining an 11th.
I just want to point out on how these last couple of rounds have been so good here for Aristocracy, barely losing any players, and here they just built up a pretty decent economy here. Mouse is kind of struggling on the money department, so is Taz to some extent, but then you have guys like Miniz, Deacon, of course, Ral, and we're sitting at $8,700. That's great. Mouse, ooh, going in for the early aggression here. In fact, we have 3 players towards Ivy. I thought they're going to commit here. Aristocracy looks like they will. Flash is being deployed. There's one guy with the op. That's Crucial. Grenades now being chucked in. Oh, Crucial, got to be careful. At least he runs away from the shrapnel. But the problem remains Thomas. He's pushing on the B bomb side. He's looking for these frags right now, and I don't think a player like Taz will be aware of Thomas's positioning. And yes, Thomas, oh, from the high ground he goes down. That's a very fine pickup here from the in-game leader, whereas Rollin, he's still holding his ground towards Ivy. He's not going to be giving away his position unless the order is given to do so. Very interesting round on Counter-Strike. A minute left on the clock. Deha now coming in with the aggression. He's now got T-Con. He's going to go for the kill. Yes, he does. That is so good from Deha.
Taking out one, Rollins the way towards Dumpster. Surreal is going to be able to deal with him, so at least they do suppress and release back over at the Ivy position. It would have been nice if he played a bit more passively. Oh, but look at the, he's on for even more. He spotted out Spellin, swing in, headshot on the spray, man advantage regain, and Taz has pushed it to Brown. He's got the bomb control. The T's need to aggress him. Crucial's about to see a very nasty little piece coming his way. A bullet to the brain, and now Surreal left alone with Molotovs to suppress him. 25 seconds to get the bomb, get through at least one CT. We'll get Taz at the very least. One player now back in Mouse, also at the Brown Halls. He's not going to swing on him, but Surreal, 15 seconds. I think he knows that this round is already over. He might look for an exit frag, but D is closing in, and the spray is better for him. 12 on the board for Aristocracy. So complex and well-played rounds from the CT forces, with aggression coming in at the right times, getting the right picks in the right order. They do lose a couple of good trades to the ex-Epsilon side, but it's not enough to get a T-side round.
Yeah, this aggression is really frustrating right now from ex-Epsilon, because Aristocracy, if we compare it to their, for example, city side of Nuke, that was in no way, shape, or form as aggressive as this city side. Aristocracy are constantly pushing different areas of the map. Just around previously, we saw a guy pushing up T-Con, players pushing up Ivy. Just a couple of rounds earlier before that, we witnessed Deha coming in with the aggressive play for Pop Dog. That's going to be so frustrating for ex-Epsilon. Right now, the players, just the pistols for days. Taz is playing. It's somewhat close by here. Nice grenade being chucked in. Oh, actually, no, that was not Taz in that position. That is a Rollin. He's looking for the players here right now as the smoke grenade begins to fade. Oh, this is a bit frustrating for Rollin. He needs to find the kills here ASAP. And so far, he's only good for the first one. No refrag whatsoever. That's a weapon acquired here for ex-Epsilon. So you got to wonder, was the aggression from Rollin worth it? Because right now, ex-Epsilon, they have 2 weapons in their hands. Or is it just the one? I see Taz on the T side. Something's not right.
Well, you asked who was worth it. Maybe in this round it might not be, but for the future, Aristocracy now know that ex-Epsilon like to push a lot of players out towards Ivy very early on in these rounds. And Taz, missing his shots against Crucial, will reface, take out Thomas instead, drop that bomb. He does know that there's another T-side player though, because he didn't see the bomb the first time. Connects on towards Crucial as Spellin does go down. Nice and easy there for the Aristocracy side, as yes, they did lose one in that exchange. So not the best scenario for the ex-Epsilon side, as they did lose a DC. Regardless, though, it is going to be around for Aristocracy. That one will count. Only on an eco, though, so again, it shouldn't be too much of a worry, I don't think, for the Epsilon boys. We see unlucky 13 go the way of Aristocracy, but again, they have information now. They have a lot of info on that Ivy position now, that they know that the ex-Epsilon side like to push 3 or 4 players out towards that initial default, so that way they won't contest it too heavily next time, I don't think. They probably only push up so far as the server racks, or maybe back over in the Ivy position, just waiting with 2 players, the AWP and M4, usual setup to crossfire down, or maybe just get the trade frags. You know, all that standard utility set up as well with the smokes and the Molotovs and the flashbangs, just to try and stop the T-side from pushing far forward early on. There's no need to take that aggression anymore now that you know that consistently the T-side will throw 2, 3, maybe even 4 players up that position. You know, it may have been a loss in the early start for Rowland, but in the long term, it's a big pickup for the information game.
Yeah, like right now, Aristocracy, they're just also, you can also look at it as the mind game as well. I mean, there's constant aggression right now. If you're ex-Epsilon, you're probably expecting aggression in round number 22, but I think we're going to witness the opposite from Aristocracy. I think they're going to play it safe, and because they're going to be playing safe, ex-Epsilon are not aware of it. So they're going to be using, say, utility as well to fight for some Ivy presence. Early utility being exploited. Maybe they're not going to have enough for an eventual commitment to one of the bomb sites. So absolutely, I would probably go for the play of Aristocracy, going a little bit slower. You know, they're on the CD side of train. They're the ones who got a massive advantage heading into this next couple of rounds, like we say, and so they can just slow down just a little bit if they want to, of course. If they want to continue on with the aggressive plays as well, be my guest. They have been working out, so they don't see reasoning why it should stop. But as of now, we do have a bit of a pause here, ladies and gentlemen. I would presume it's more of a
technical.
Yeah, probably technical one because I see Taz on the T side, I see two Manises, and I hope I'm not going crazy or anything. But yeah, it looks like it's a bit of a technical issue.
Yeah, NK DC'd off the ex-Epsilon side. Don't worry, you're not going crazy. You know, I can attest to this. You know, maybe you are actually.
Okay.
I think I've been going crazy for a number of years now here, mate. So maybe we both are going crazy at the moment, seeing two Manises playing for Aristocracy. The double orb setup from the same player twice. That sounds very a very suspect moment for Aristocracy. No, but in all seriousness, it's a DC, right? It's a DC.
Yeah.
Okay, NK are looking. NK is looking like in a bit of a pickle when it comes to the connection levels for him.
Okay.
Ex-Epsilon shouldn't have too much time to it shouldn't be taking too much time is what I should be specifying here. I don't think it will take that long to get the man back into the server. The Aristocracy are already ready to go, obviously, with their whole setup, just waiting for ex-Epsilon to get in. And as soon as they do, then we should be Gucci all the same.
Yeah, I do hope we're gonna continue on with the matchup because I mean, also like if you have twin players right now, you have two Manises running around the server. Okay, that's a scary prospect. What if you have two Zaivus running around the server if you're Vitality?
Oh God,
I mean,
Danny,
don't,
don't. That's terrifying. That's terrifying. It's like staring into the abyss right there. Oh my God. Imagine two Zywus and two Simples on the same team. That's not a good look. Please, Daddy, we're entertaining too many scary thoughts, so much so we're actually going to throw to a very short break here on Loot.bet CS. As we do get this technical issue sorted, we'll be back into the short couple of moments' time with this matchup here. Again, it is 13-8 for Aristocracy, and in a couple of moments' time, we will be returning with the technical issue sorted, so do not go anywhere.
shining through. They say you're beautiful and damn it's true. You know I wouldn't wanna lie to you, so trust me when I say, yeah, 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 yeah. I found love and I live for you. Yeah, 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 yeah. I found love and it's all for you. Wanna run into the dark with you, light it up and let it start anew.
Welcome back. We have the tech issues sorted. NK has returned to the server, and we are here to return with Train as the second map of our best of 3 series. Again, if you're just joining us, Aristocracy lead at 13-8. Very similar to the way the second half went down over on Nuke, in the way that they didn't allow a single round in the early part of the half to go the way of ex-Epsilon. This is looking like a very an eerily similar sort of affair here, Danny.
It is, and it's got to be frustrating as well for ex-Epsilon, because they're yet to acquire a decent round. From what I remember, they were able to end the first half with an 8-7 victory in their favor, but Aristocracy, they won the pistol. They won the subsequent rounds. They won the gun rounds as well, and yet we're waiting for a response here from ex-Epsilon. This is the round where it could happen. This is where they have money to work with, and they will have a proper investment. I believe NK, he's got some money issues here, so
Yeah.
that should be sorted as soon as possible. But overall, the players from ex-Epsilon will have loads of money to pull off the proper investment. We should be expecting an op in the hands of Crucial. Rifles aplenty, a couple of creeks come out, and the purchase is going to be looking great. The question is, however, can ex-Epsilon make it work? Because right now, they've been getting pushed aggressively from the Aristocracy players. They've been having a difficult time dealing with that aggression, and they've been losing grounds because of it. Maybe this is the round where they're going to be played super slow. They're going to wait for the aggression from Aristocracy to come in, and if it happens, they're going to punish them, secure some opening kills, and from that point onward, have a very winnable situation into the round.
Yeah, obviously we're just waiting for the match medic to rerun the round back to the beginning of round 22, where we should fix NK's money. Obviously, he shouldn't have $800. That'll be a pretty nasty little money line to have at this stage in the game, especially considering he did not save at the end of that last round. Even then, I think he would have had even more cash than just $800. So we are just waiting for that round rerun to come through. Again, the match medic should come through. At least I hope. That's what I'm being told here, Danny, but we're also being told we might throw it on the break because apparently there's more technical issues, so this is a joyous day. A joyous day for us, Danny, at this stage, you know. It's not like I've got other commitments in about an hour and 49 minutes, you know. It's not like I've got other things to be doing tonight. It's not like I've got things to be doing tonight, actually. Like, I'm actually going to be cutting it really close for today's work, Danny, because I've got to get off and immediately go to this club that I'm heading to tonight, where I'm taking my mate for his first night out in London. It's going to be great.
Well, yeah, looks like we are going to be heading into a swift break here, ladies and gentlemen. I hope it's going to be a pretty simple fix here. I mean, match medic, a couple of restarts here and there. Boom, every single player's got money for days. I do see the purchase come through. But yeah, after all, in this best of 3, we have to witness. Right now, we did see the impressive comeback coming in from Aristocracy. That was very impressive that they were able to finish things off here on map 1. And they're also in a pretty, good position here to secure victory on map number 2 as well here, Jay. So I think we're just going to be able to cut it somewhat close, but we will be able to witness you in your club live streaming all of that jazz.
It's going to be great, mate. I can't wait. I can't wait. I got to try and find a way to get the Twitch app to work, so that way I can actually stream from there. But I'm being told we might not be sending to a break now, so I really don't know what's going on anymore. We still have to get the the round restart ready to go. Once we do, we can again just rock and roll straight into the next one. So just holding out for hopefully admins to respond and do what they need to do to get this one back together. Again, I'm being told that it is about to go live, so just hold faith for a minute. Just chill. It'll be good. But yeah, again, you're joining us 13-8 from Aristocracy's part. They are currently a map up in the series, so 3 more rounds, and they will move on to the upper semi-finals. Ex-Epsilon will be moving down to the lower bracket first round. It looks like that round restart has not come through, actually. NK is disconnected one more time, so big never mind. We're going to go to a short break. When we come back, it should be the match getting started here between Aristocracy and ex-Epsilon. Bear with us a little bit, and we'll be back after this. Well, boy, that was quick. Ready to get straight back into the action here between ex-Epsilon and Aristocracy. Finally, NK is sorted. Finally, the buy-ups are going good. And ex-Epsilon playing out the defaults here for round 22. Crucial, straight down towards the ramp position, trying to look on for the AWP kill. He will spot the first player Shadow, and look at the aggression coming in from Dia. Risky as anything. Aristocracy know that ex-Epsilon commits so much presence up here. They will get a kill and a bit of damage back on Surreal. Rather than ready to try face up against him, he will gain a man advantage and contain all the map control on the A bomb site as the rest of the T's have stacked in over towards Rampant's mouth to deal the damage. Thomas with a quick headshot back to evens. We will stand as it looks like the bomb should get secured here by ex-Epsilon. Aristocracy up for the retake.
Oh, my knees. Moving up the pop dog with the op. We're going to witness an op versus op battle. Crucial versus Beniz. Oh, Crucial misses. He needs to land the shot. He does not. Beniz goes in for the kill, gets it done, and now Spellin and Thomas in a pretty difficult position here. Spellin goes in for the kill. He's not expecting another man to push on through here. Rowland, he finds the first one. He's aware of Spellin's positioning. Rowland can play the time. Oh, he goes in for the kill. Now it's all up to Taz. He needs to find the kill here on a low HP Spellin. This should be easy here for Taz. The veteran moving around the corner. He's going to get it. Plenty of time with the defuse remaining, and that's going to be victory here for Aristocracy as they do make it to 14. But I have to admit, though, the players from ex-Epsilon looks like they kind of forgot what they had to face here throughout the entirety of the second half. It looks like they were not aware from the aggression there of DK. They get caught out with their pants down, and it's again Aristocracy with a very early and favorable 4 versus 3 situation from the get-go.
14-8. That is close to match point at this stage. A final buy from ex-Epsilon. They have got a full round, max loss money bonus. They still have a little bit to work with, especially with that bomb plant in, but they need another bomb plant in this round if they want to guarantee another buy. Aristocracy closing in. They can get themselves a decent round here. This should be enough as the full-blown execution comes in. They do leave Ivy control completely uncontested. That's a bad side. Ex-Epsilon have proven time and time again they love to go towards Ivy. And now it's a quick swing from Maniz, dealt with by NK, striking first and quickly pushing forward as well against Ralen's position. 2 frags for the man, and the CT is getting dismantled on the A-bomb site push. Still got Dia looking in for Surreal. The headshot comes in for the Krieg, and the AWP is able to respond, spawning out one more on top of the trains, but ex-Epsilon with this full-blown of blindness, and the execute works well for him. Taz does get one good headshot on Crucial, but that is as far as it will go for him. Mal's left to save the AWP, and the damage coming through against Aristocracy. He needs to hold on to this rifle as ex-Epsilon, after a grueling set of 7 rounds in a row for Aristocracy, will be able to secure their first of the second half.
And there we go. What a crucial victory as well. The players from Aristocracy, they're still pretty good in the money department. I'll give you this. But if they keep on losing these next rounds here, ex-Epsilon will eventually break the economy of Aristocracy, and that's where things do get tricky.
Yeah. 14-9. And again, it's not quite done yet. Again, Aristocracy with that rifle saved in, they're actually going to be able to buy the double AWP setup as a result, Moniz and Mouse. And we've seen how deadly Moniz has been with this AWP, especially in that first map. M4s in AUG for Taz, AWP for Crucial, and Surreal and Thomas with the AKs. Krieg for NK, quickly out and about from ex-Epsilon, straight out towards that ramp position. Look at Mouse with the first shot with the AWP. Plenty more T-side players coming in. He does land that shot, but Taz is to back him over at the connector area. Dia dealt with by Thomas on the back lines as Taz is traded. Roland comes up, deals with Crucial, and again they lock out the choke point on Aristocracy. Well called there. Taz getting himself 2 picks, and the AWP doing its work. May even get one more frag out here for Mouse. So we see map and match point go the way of Aristocracy. Heads rolling over at the ramp position. And one more round for Aristocracy here to secure the series and secure their spot in the semis.
Yeah, and this time around, the players from ex-Epsilon, they decided to change the pace. Instead of going quickly towards the A-bomb site, they decided to rush it towards the B-bomb site. This time around, the defensive holds their ground. The Aristocracy players are able to shut down every single player pushing for the ramp, and so eventually it was victory for them. Ex-Epsilon, though, yes, this could possibly be the very last round here for ex-Epsilon, so they gotta make it work. Right now, the investment is pretty interesting in the sense that you do have rifles, you have the AWP in the hands of Spillin. They also have Mac-10 here for Thomas. Taz, though, spots of the player here going in for the jump. Right now, the players from ex-Epsilon playing this somewhat slow deal, damage being dealt. That's great. But what it's even better, Taz with the opening kill. He secures the kill here towards Pop Dog. He might even consider retreating, and that's exactly what he has done. The advantage right now, it is clearly in the hands of Aristocracy. The question is, what can ex-Epsilon do? NK with the Deagle, trying to get something done here. Not going to acquire a single kill just yet. The favor is still very much in the hands of Aristocracy.
Mouse with the AWP. Going over at T-Con, trying to catch off the T-side line. Ex-Epsilon held back over at the T-Con position. AG here for Taz, watching. AWP for Mal, strikes, Taz gets 2 of his own, up towards Heaven, Surreal, last man standing. It's been a quick lockout for Aristocracy, with a final frag for Taz to close it out. 16-9, favor to the ex-Epsilon side as they have secured this one pretty effectively. 2-0 in the series, not difficult at all here. That was very easy in the second half. The first half was always where ex-Epsilon were able to contest and potentially take a lead. Aristocracy, though, in that second half, every single time the T-side looked really good. I am well impressed with how this lineup has formed. The coordination, the calling, everything just looking extremely good. Extremely confident from Taz and his new side. Danny, I have to say that Aristocracy, I didn't really know what to expect of them going into this tournament, but here, they've just come out of the gate swinging and they've impressed at every turn for me.
Yeah, they've been looking very good right now. It is they might be in a position to maybe secure that spot of the grand finals, considering the fact that they had a 3-0 record here without losing a single best of 3. Now here in the upper bracket, eliminating ex-Epsilon here with a 2-0. Well, actually, no, not eliminating them, but putting them in the lower bracket. Aristocracy are looking mighty fine and dandy. I mean, also huge props for their CD side. On Nuke, what an impressive comeback while it's being down 11-4, didn't secure the victory 16-12, and here as well, they picked up the majority of the rounds here on the CT side, and that's a very impressive thing for any team to accomplish. But here for Taz roster as well, how Taz was able to play well, and his players as well, stepping up to the play when it mattered the most, and they came out on top with the victory.
There we go. Victory for Aristocracy again. They're moving forward to the semi-finals. Ex-Epsilon down to the lower bracket. And the winner of the Unique versus Copenhagen Flames match will be the team that takes on Aristocracy in those semi-finals.